and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who do not know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. Today I am super excited because we are diving into the Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit The Wants palette. If you guys don't know who Emily Noel 83 is, I don't know what you're doing. I don't. She is one of the people that I first started watching when I even started watching YouTube and really started to get into makeup. I really appreciate her review videos and just her thoughts on makeup. She is very good at going through and explaining makeup and doing very thorough reviews, and she's one of the bigger YouTubers who I would say is fairly honest. That's just my personal opinion. I find her to be very genuine. So this palette retails for $20. I did pick mine up from Ulta. You can get it through Ulta or Makeup Revolution's website. This is a palette with 24 shadows. The mirror is something to behold. Let me tell you, it is a full mirror, and I love that there's a mirror in this palette. I will say that this palette is pretty hefty. It has some weight to it, which I kind of like in a palette in general. So I was super excited to pick this up, and I'm super excited to share this with you. I do want to go ahead and swatch about 10 of the shades. I am not going to swatch all 24 of the shades here just because there are so many, but I'm gonna kind of go through and swatch a few of them for you right now. The first shade I want to do is Love Tons, Laugh Cry, Family, Good Vibes, and we'll do Side Hustle. So now we're going to go ahead and swatch these beauties. So this one is Love Tons, Laugh Cry, then we have Family, then we have Good Vibes, and then we have Side Hustle. Ooh, Side Hustle's very pretty. Okay, we're gonna do 5 more. I want to do Prayer, Belle Violet, ooh, Top Story. Let's do Heartbeat and Hi-Fi. This one is Prayer. Then we have Belle Violet. Then we have Top Story. Ooh. Then we have Heartbeat and Hi-Fi. Ooh. So I definitely swatched some of the ones that kind of gravitated towards my eye, and I'm kind of super excited to play with this shade here, Laugh Cry, as well as this green shade, that Belle Violet. Oh, so pretty. I can't wait to do like purple looks, these red kind of pinky looks, and could you guys tell that I could not resist doing a green makeup look? I couldn't. There was no resisting doing this makeup look, let me tell you. Well, are you guys ready to get into the tutorial portion? Because I know I am. I can't wait to show you guys what shades I used and how I got this look. So if you are interested, please continue watching. As you guys know, we will be playing with the Wants palette, and I'm going into the shade Hobby first, and I'm taking that on quite a fluffy brush. This is not like a densely packed fluffy brush though. It does have a lot of movement in the bristles, which is really helping to kind of blend it as well as place the color where I want it, because I'm really using this as a transition shade, as well as one to help some of the future eyeshadows on top of it kind of blend out. So that is why I'm placing that. I'm doing both windshield wiper motions and kind of slowly circling the brush as well here on my eye to kind of get it exactly the way I want it before I go in with the next shadow. The next shade I'm going to use is Corduroy. When I first opened this palette, that is the shade that I was like, that is the one I want to play with first. So that is why we are here. That is why we are playing with this shade. I am super excited about this, and I think it is a beautiful shadow. It does take a little bit of working and finessing, but that doesn't really bug me too much about the shadow itself. I really love the way the color came out and came across on my eyes. But I'm using a slightly more narrow, fluffy brush to kind of blend and buff this into my crease and really kind of help build that color up. You'll notice I'm doing like a lot of like small windshield wiper motions and then bigger ones as I'm working this onto my eye, because I really want it to be an opaque color. And then I'm going to go back into the shade Hobby on the same brush I originally used it on, and I'm just going to place that just above where I placed Corduroy, because I want it to kind of give Corduroy a softness so that it's not like boom green and a harsh line there. But I'm going back and forth with both shades here. So here I am using Corduroy on the same brush and just kind of blending and getting that color exactly how I want it. But I'm trying not to go where I placed the shade Hobby. That way I'm not having to go back and do too much work. Back and forth between Hobby and Corduroy. Then I'm going to take the shade Dark and Early, and I'm actually going to pack this on. The brush I'm using is an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I'm packing that black shade onto the outer V of my eye. Now I know a lot of people are afraid to do this, but with this shadow in particular, I think it's fine to just pack it on and then blend it out, just because of the nature of this shade. And I am working it slightly into my crease, if you guys kind of notice. I like to do this a lot with darker shades. I love to place them on the outer V of my eye. Then I'm going again back into Corduroy, and I'm just going to help blend out Dark and Early while still keeping that very concentrated darkness on the outer edge of my eye. I like to do this because it, for one, gives you the smoky effect, but also kind of diffuses the black so that's not too intense on your eye. Now I'm taking more of Dark and Early, and I'm kind of just adjusting what I just did and kind of helping it build up. And then I'm going to take the other side of this Anastasia Beverly Hills that has no shadows on it whatsoever, and I'm going to kind of blend that out and blend those shades together. It gives it a smoother blend when I do this. Then I'm going to take the shade Grateful, and this was another shade that I was really excited to play with in this palette. I'm someone who loves greens. I'm literally just dabbing that shade onto my eyelid. I'm going to do both eyes on camera with this shade so that you can see it. It is kind of messily applied, but I do go in later on and kind of rework some of the other shadows so that it doesn't look like I just put the shimmer shade everywhere. I'm not somebody who, in all honesty, cleanly applies shadows all the time. Like, I'm a messy applicator, or I have messy application. Then I go in with the brush that had Corduroy on it, and I just kind of blend that together so there's not a harsh line there. I also take the brush that I kind of blended everything out with, the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I just kind of lightly dab the edges. Next, I'm going in with my pretty Vulgar, the ink gel liner, and I'm just going to start off by doing a line. I do small strokes with this brush that I'm using. I love using gel eyeliner, but I'm also going to wing this out. And one thing I will say is about putting darker shadows at the edge of your eye. If you're somebody who struggles with winged eyeliner, this is a good way to practice, because the dark shadow does tend to kind of hide the liner itself, meaning that yes, you can still see it, but it is not out in the open of all of your mistakes showing. And that is something that I absolutely love about kind of like a smoky eye, if you will. It really does help to kind of hide any mistakes. And I am someone who honestly is not always the best at doing my winged eyeliner. I think I make it look like I am, but I'm not. I struggle. There are days where I'm like, this is just not working the way I wanted it to. But if I have a darker shade, I don't worry about too much going in and fixing it because it does kind of hide any mistakes that you may have made. One thing I will say is that if you are somebody who is newer to gel eyeliner, I would just work very slowly, especially one as pigmented as this pretty Vulgar, the ink gel eyeliner, because it is. Now I'm going in with the Maybelline Volume Colossal Express mascara, and I am just doing my upper lashes with this. I don't believe I put on any on my lower lashes today, which I've been doing a lot of lately. And also, I apologize that my lighting keeps changing. I don't know what is going on. But I am almost done with using this mascara, and I'm super excited to move on to another mascara to use up because I have so many in my collection right now. It is insane. Next, I'm going to be taking my Kokie Cosmetics Forest Green Velvet Smooth Eyeliner. I absolutely love these eyeliners, by the way. But I'm taking that about 3/4 of the way onto my lower lash line. I do not go all the way across with it. Then I'm going to take corduroy, and I'm going to use a pencil brush and run that underneath my lower lash line and smoke it out just a bit. But I'm really having that color stick to that eyeliner so that it is there the entire time. Oh yes, it looks beautiful. Then I'm going to take this Colourpop Ultra Matte in Monday. I think this shade goes really well with the eye look. Peachy shades and greens are just some of my favorites to do around fall. But as always, I am somebody who does not like to watch myself apply lipstick. I always think I make the most disgusting faces, but thank you guys for sticking through my lipstick application because it is just ugly. Well, and here we are to the posing portion of this video. I do absolutely love how this look turned out, and I think it is very beautiful, and I am super excited to create more looks with the Emily Edit The Wants palette. Thank you guys so much for sticking through the tutorial portion of this video to see how I got this look. I am pretty happy with how this turned out. I find it very pretty. The only thing that's wrong with it is my winged eyeliner. My winged eyeliner and I have been struggling today. But I do want to talk about the shades that I dipped into really quick. So I used the shade Hobby just as a transition shade, and I think it worked very well for that. Then I kind of used the shade Corduroy all in my crease and up to where I put Hobby just to kind of help blend it out, and I think that worked very nicely. One thing I will say that I kind of noticed about Corduroy is you kind of have to work with it a little bit, but that to me is not a problem. I really liked kind of how it worked out and how it blended with this other dark shade, Dark and Early. This to me, I'm going to swatch Dark and Early really quick just to kind of give you guys what I see. It is a black shade, but it's not the darkest black shade I've ever had. It's kind of not fully opaque, and I kind of like that because you get to build it up, and I think it worked really nicely on the outer corner to kind of give this look that very smoky effect. The next shade I went in with was like 3/4 of the way onto my lid, and it is that shade Grateful right there. I will say this, it did take a little bit of working and kind of finessing that shade on my finger. I know I could have probably put it on a brush, but I tend to like to use my finger for shimmers lately. It's just kind of what I gravitate towards. But overall, I do like the effect and I do like the look. I could have gone in with Side Hustle and like deepen the edges and stuff, but I didn't really want to do that. I kind of wanted to do this like bright green to dark. I don't know. It was just what I was feeling today. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the shades that I used. I do want to say that this is just a first impression, so this is not my final thoughts or anything on the palette. But so far, with this one look I've done, I am pretty happy with how it turned out and how the shadows and everything blended. I am eager to get into the rest of these shadows and just to see how they do work and what other looks I can create. I am super excited. Of course, with this palette, there will be a 3 looks 1 palette, and just so you guys know, I might be having a face-off with this palette, and I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are too. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. It does mean the world to me, especially if you want to see me do more looks with the Emily Edit The Wants palette, because they are coming. I'm going to be working on them. I am super, super excited. Well, I hope you have a great night, day, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye!